And welcome back to another edition of the Big Exclusive Podcast. Man, it's going to be one of those podcasts again. I'm super excited to have everybody joining me. And if you locked into the live, I need you guys to make sure you sharing it. It's super important for the algorithm that if you share it, more people will lock in, more people will tune in. And if you're listening to the audio exclusively, make sure you hit the like, leave a comment, share the podcast with your friends and family. We're here to entertain and have some fun. We wouldn't be able to do that if we didn't have sponsors that show love. We got to make sure we show love back to the sponsors. It's super important because, like I said, without them, we wouldn't be able to do this. Shout out to iCraftMart.com. That's www.iCraftMart.com. Is home of products made for people by actual people in your community. So if you want shea butter, lotion, soap, be it vegan soap, um, what do we have? Black soap, liquid black soap, uh, essential oils, hair and beard oils, bulk butters, whether it be shea butter, cocoa butter, mango butter, hemp products, CBD products, even digital weight loss books selling for 99 cents. Show some love to iCraftMart.com. Visit the site to make some purchases. I should have a discount code for them. I will next show. I'll give you guys a discount code from iCraftMart.com so you can do some shopping. Shout out to Critical Shot Studio. Don over at Critical Shot Studio is the producer of the show. Any of your audio visual needs, make sure you hit Don up over at Critical Shot Studio on Instagram and on Facebook. Major shout out to Little Exclusive Bakery, Maywa Cosmetics. Shout out to Shea Harmony. Shea Harmony offers all natural products for the body with their whipped shea butter being their most exclusive item. Shea Harmony's whipped and scented shea butter is sure to leave your skin moisturized, soft, smooth, and it soothes dry, cracked skin. And it also leaves you smelling amazing. Trust me. Shea Harmony also offers all natural soaps, hair and beard oil, essential oil remedies, and more. Shea Harmony products can be found at iCraftMart.com. Shea Harmony, bringing harmony to your skin. Also made a shout out to Mastermind Credit Game, home of free credit repair. You heard me. I said free credit repair. Doesn't matter what your situation is. Head over to www.apps.mastermind credit game. Sign up for their free, and I mean absolutely free credit repair. You're not charged anything. All they ask is that you fill out all necessary forms so they can fight on your behalf, help you raise your credit scores, teach you how to be financially literate, and actually shows you how to leverage your credit to make some money. Mastermind Credit Game, showing people how to establish themselves financially and how to be generationally wealthy. So with that being said, it's time for me to bring in the HNICs, my brothers from another. We're going to bring in the angriest man in the podcast game. You know what? It's that time. I'm just feeling like he need to get back in angry mode. He was beloved a couple times, and I think he forgot where he came from. So I got to play his intro to remind him who he is and what he all about.
Oh, you motherfuckers. Okay. All right. I'm putting cases on all you bitches. You think you can do this to me? You motherfuckers will be playing basketball in Pelican Bay when I get finished with you. I'm the man up in this piece. I run shit here. You just live here. King Kong ain't got shit on me. Go and walk away, because I'm going to burn this motherfucker down.
Go on, walk away, because he fit to burn this motherfucker down. The angriest man in the podcast game, Angry Old Head. What's up with you, man?
Hey now.
Hey now, how was your weekend?
It was cool. I ain't do shit. I got plans this weekend though.
Oh, you want to fill us in on the plans?
No, I just got some stuff to do, that's all.
Oh man, you holding out, OG. You holding out, man.
Oh, I just got a couple things to do.
Couple things to do.
Yeah.
All right. Can I do them with you? Can we hang out this
weekend?
I'm
gonna have company already.
You gonna have company already? Huh?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm a third wheel the shit out of your company.
Hmm.
Elizabeth, I'm coming to join you.
No,
Uh,
I don't need to see you this weekend, man.
damn, that's fucked up, bro, man.
Yeah, I'll catch you after I get, after I get finished.
All right, you don't want to give us a little sneak peek, a little sneak preview of the weekend?
No, it ain't none of nobody's business.
All right, well, I'm gonna bring in the funniest guy I know personally. He's known throughout the country as comedian Top Flight. Y'all know him out the country as Top Flight Security of the World, Craig and them. He should give me a clip so I could play his clip. And I thought we had one. I got to get Don to upload. Don is on to upload Flight clip, man, his stand up, so we can have that in the queue and we can always queue that up to play that. But like I said, brother from another, funniest man I know personally, comedian, Top motherfucking Flight. What's up, Flight?
What's going on?
You looking real light skinned today, man.
Oh, I got the little ring camera thing.
Okay,
Yeah, I'm getting,
Oh shit!
I'm getting cruise money now. You know.
Oh shit!
You got like this. You like your soul glow over there, man.
Yeah, it got little different features on it. Look, I can
Yeah,
change it.
Oh
Can't tell me
shit!
nothing now.
Oh shit! That nigga getting that cruise money all of a sudden. He got ring lights.
uh,
Shit, man. Hey, you need security. You need security.
Pretty soon I might. Yeah, definitely.
Hey, listen, I'm gonna tell you like this here. If I ain't the first person you hire, now, motherfucker
Can
gonna
you
bust.
fight though? You can't.
Hey, listen, ain't about
you should
being able to
you
fight.
should the
Them
last
motherfuckers,
motherfucker that put their hands on somebody.
they throwing shots out this motherfucker. Flight out, ain't nobody fighting no more. They out there like
Yeah,
rat-a-tat-tat and all the cops scattered. I'm
yeah,
telling you, they ain't playing fair out this motherfucker, man.
Bouncer boy just put his hands on somebody, boy fell and died. Hit his
Yeah,
head and died. Now he in jail.
he went
oh,
right on
wow.
down.
So then he
All
got
right,
the gooch after him because it was down there. So the gooch trying to say it was a hate crime.
Ah,
so listen, what we
whew.
gonna do right now is we gonna bring in some feminine energy, the sexiest lady in the podcast game, and I'm gonna tell y'all right now, she looking fine and as fire as ever. Lips is popping. She got the twins and the girls showing off. We got to bring in the lovely, vivacious, curvaceous Miss Bianca Monroe. What's up, Bianca?
Hey, everybody. How are you? How y'all feeling this week?
You
What's
know
up,
I got
Titty
to do
City?
this. They got to see you up close and personal.
I appreciate it. I appreciate the intro too. I love you guys.
We love you back. We wouldn't be shit. We introduced the co-host to the show. Now we got to introduce. This is our sixth man. This is our 12th man. This is the family to the Big Exclusive Podcast. We do not have fans. If anybody say that shit, they lying. The Big Exclusive Podcast got family, and we're gonna check in with some of our family because our family about to do me a favor and share the live stream. Dawn, what's up, Dawn? Dawn said, "Good evening, everyone." Jabera back better than ever with the good evening. Nene with the hey y'all. Nene like, oh, he got different personalities. Oh, just great. Talking about beloved and the angry OG. She said, yeah, OG. It's the intro for her. She called me nosy because I'm trying to see what the hell you doing this weekend. I'm trying to get in on this, man. And we got our official,
Big roll back.
and we got
Yes,
our
sir.
official fifth member to the podcast. He is definitely a brother and a co-host in the comments. He the only one got a front row seat, a reserved VIP chair to any and all events, especially the podcast live. We got Big Roll strolling up to the front to the chair with George Jones tag on it, snatching it off, placing my Big Roll sign on the back of his chair. Damn right,
Well, he
Big
ain't
Roll.
George Jones no more, huh?
He ain't George Jones no more. He Big Roll. He got his account back. Nene said he's shining bright like a diamond. Talk about Flight. My sister checking in. Hey, y'all. Roll with the exclusive, the OG, the hardest working dude in comedy, Top Flizzite. All right. Now, family, like I hope y'all did me that solid. My other sister in the building. Hello, everybody. Okay. Levin, my brother from another Levin. Hey, I'm gonna tell y'all a quick little story about me and Levin. Me and Levin started off as very young men. I want to say 17, 16 years old, working at Checkers, and he thought he was the fastest champ burger maker in the West, and had to bust his ass a few times, let him know I was the fastest motherfucking champ burger in the West. You know what I mean? Ain't nothing like we used to literally have a competition. He used to be on one side, I used to be on the other side. Somebody would say go, and bam.
And both of them burgers was nasty as shit.
This is when Checkers was the original Checkers. Was the original? No, it was Checkers, bro. It was Checkers. It was still owned by LeVan Hawkins, right? This was before he sold it to Rowley's and they became Checkers / Rowley's. But the original champ burger was always a quarter-pound burger, real cheese, lettuce, tomato, ketchup, mustard, mayonnaise, pickles, seasoned on the grill, all that shit. My guy Levin, I just had the flashback when I saw his name. That's what we used to do. As a matter of fact, my first time going to a strip club, no, I took him for the first time to the strip club. It was the Cherokee on Westminster Avenue. Just a little background, a little history between me and my brother. Nene said, hey, yo, OG, Titty City, though. I mean, it is what it is. Big roll, average 10 points, 10 boards. Christine said, pray for Dawn. She needed. Oh, man, Dawn Myrick. We praying for Dawn. We sending some healing energy and some love and some prayers Dawn's way. Dawn is usually right there in the audience. Hope she gets well soon. If there's anything that we can do, Christine, let us know. Tiffany Ann in the building. She like one of her and Nene always here with Christine. Super family. She said, good evening to the best podcast out there. We appreciate that. All right. I think we got everybody on the check-in. See, Levin confirmed it. First open, LeVan Hawkins. Right. Oh, we got another brother to the show, Anthony Medlock. He said, what up, my peoples? They call me Q is back in the day. Exactly, Q. And Big Rose said, I hope they didn't have Shannon's 6'5" ass in the drive-through window laughing my ass off, scaring people and shit. Yo, true story. I did work the drive-through, and it was always the high side because it was the busiest side. And, you know, they had to put the best on the high volume side. So, you know, I consistently worked the high side, and I was consistently good at it. And I was stealing my ass off, too, just to be honest, a little transparent.
It was Calvin and shit. In 2 weeks, I'll be in charge of fries.
They fucked around. They fucked around. See, Levin confirmed it. Y'all know I ain't on here bullshit. So what happened is when we first went to the strip club, the Cherokee, I think all of us had got addicted. And we was like, damn, this little paycheck ain't going to cut it because it was expensive to go on a strip club.
So y'all just start going to the Blue Oyster, huh?
No, they made it. No. They made me and Vin managers, and that's where they fucked up at.
That's when you start stealing.
That's when we start stealing.
That's when the big bucks start rolling in.
That's when the
big bucks start rolling in.
Oh, rest in peace. Shout out to Louis Anderson. That was from Coming to America. OG know his shit. Reen said, hey, what's going on, Reen? Shannon let us rob Checkers blind. Yep, I used to let my sister steal and all that. Capper gonna say Shannon was mean to me when she worked there. All right, we offer the Checkers, we offer the stealing. You know what I mean? I learned my lessons. I'm not in strip clubs anymore. We're gonna talk about what we got lined up for the show tonight. I think this is gonna be a good one. We looking at the TikTok video of the week. We're gonna get to it this week because we keep forgetting to get to it. Resolving conflicts in a relationship. I thought about this simply because, you know, we talk a lot about men and women and what they do wrong, and I'll go through a little bit of how to resolve conflicts and how to heal. All right. The misconception of the Black woman. This one comes way of our sister, Miss B. Monroe. She found this video. We're going to get that video up and play it for you when that topic come up. Relationship survival versus education. This was a meme we saw on Facebook that we wanted to discuss. Closure. This is another meme I got off Facebook. We're going to read that and talk about that. We missed toxic versus crazy last week, so we got to get that. And men versus women, true or false. I think some of the some of those facts will kind of shock some people. So I'm going to tell you guys now, make sure you share the live stream, tag your friends because it's fitting to go down. It is fitting to go down. Big road to my Shannon started on lettuce. Vin, good fucking times indeed, brother. I miss you. Now, Vin went on to become like a world-class chef. Like Levin has been like cooking in hotels and fine dining restaurants for the longest time. He became a barbecue master as well. And he one of them super fit dudes. I think he just ran a Broad Street Run, if I'm not mistaken. I saw that on Facebook. But yeah, good times, good times. So what we gonna do? We're gonna take it to the ladies first. Miss Bianca. Oh shit! I keep forgetting she one of the boys. I can't keep treating her like I can't keep treating her like I'm a lady.
You can't.
I'm a lady.
I am so not a lady. You
did we have that?
do that.
Did we have that conversation? Literally,
yes, we really did. I am such a fuckboy at heart. Like you could not do that to me.
Well, you look like you could be working at Hooters though.
I could be, but that's all. Listen, that's the outside. On the inside, I'm a true fuckboy for real. Like you gotta understand that. Oh God! All right. I guess I can pick the topic, but let's go with last week: toxic versus crazy. Let's start there.
B Monroe, tell your boobies to stop looking at me. I'm just saying.
They got a mind of their own. I don't have nothing to do with what goes on up in this region. Like I can't help it. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna do it every time somebody mention it. I'm gonna put them up there. Look, you got the one thing I learned in this business. Flight can probably confirm. You got to get the people what they want.
Amen.
You got to get the people what they want.
But I'm gonna sip my drink on that one.
So she here's the thing. She know what the hell she doing. She come up here every week with the V-neck shirts on. Put a turtleneck on.
That's a scoop neck, Flight. That's a scoop neck. That's not a V-neck. That's a scoop neck.
Look, she got the jacket open. You know what the fuck you was doing.
This is all the time. It's not just because I'm on the show. Like this is all. If anybody,
all right, well,
so none of your shirts don't come up to your neck.
None. I don't own it. What that's about? How you get that? Where that's go? Like.
So look, they called me. Q said, "Come on, B. What interesting stories do you have for us?" I was thinking about that subway on the subway earlier. That's still fucking one of the most hilarious stories that ever been told on the podcast. Classic shit. Classic shit. Now Q waiting on the story.
I gotta think about one. I got one. I probably got one in my arsenal, a couple of them, but not right now.
Rose said she was actually wearing 2 chains.
2 chains.
But she lost one in her cleavage.
How they say on Friday? She know what she doing with them little ass pants on.
Hey, Miss Parker.
Hey, Miss Parker.
You gonna let me fuck Miss Parker?
I'm not playing. I am not playing. Back to the topic at hand: toxic versus crazy. Go.
Toxic versus crazy. So this topic came up because I was floating through those streets of Twitter. I was floating through the Twitter streets and I found this thread: toxic versus crazy. A lot of people were trying to figure out what's the difference between toxic and crazy. Levin said he spent thousands at the strip club. He really did. He really did. It was one night, real quick, we go get to the toxic, but it was one night, right? At this point, we have been so much. I'm a veteran now. I know to go in, chill, get me some drinks, see what ladies is in the building, catch some shows on. Because at the Cherokee, they did shit I had never seen. Because at this time in my life, again, 17, 18, I wasn't watching porn. So like, I'm going to the Cherokee and I'm seeing shit I never seen before. So they would do shit like sit on Heineken bottles, but not from the skinny part, from the bottom fat part. And I used to be like, and then one girl would come up there and smoke cigarette with her vagina. We had one who used to go up to the ceiling and just like let
you
go.
Blow the smoke in your face, didn't you?
She blew that smoke all in my face, bro. All in my face, bro. That was at that point it wasn't even secondhand smoke.
That's nasty. Then that's nasty.
Listen, we really had no business in that motherfucker. Levin is right, but the crazy part was like they was doing tricks, like they was shooting golf balls and ping pong balls across the stage, girl on girl. So it's crazy. So by then I'm a veteran. Like I'm just looking to see what the next trick is because I want to see some cool shit. So it was just one Friday. It was either Friday or Saturday night. We went in there after we closed the store. I swear to God, it was me, Levin, a couple of the other homies, Nard, Rome. I think we had this other boy with us, Rodney Rolex. Rodney Rolex was the first nigga I ever seen with a Rolex, but we didn't know it was fake at the time. So we called him Rodney Rolex. He did eventually get a real John though, so he kept the name. But in any event, we went in that John, and Vin had this one. It was this one girl that was just like his kryptonite, his weakness. So we went in there. We couldn't been in there no more than a half hour. Vin come back to me, yo, I'm broke. I'm fucked
He's
up.
6'8".
Let me borrow some. Vin, like, let me borrow some money to pay.
Damn. His new name is Myron. That's Myron off the Players Club and shit.
But look, he confirmed. Like, Big Exclusive ain't gonna lie to y'all. I'm not gonna.
That's his new name, Myron.
and he not lying. She was bad as shit, and she had Vin wrapped around her little finger, man. Vin fucked that money up. He said it ain't tricking if you got it. Fuck it. Exactly. Fuck it.
You ain't have it for long though.
I was about to say you ain't had it for a long time.
Anyway, I love going down memory lane, but we're gonna talk about this thread I saw on Twitter: toxic versus crazy. A lot of people thought being crazy and being toxic was the same exact thing, and I had disagreed. And they kind of started attacking the brother, like, yo, crazy is toxic, toxic is crazy. So I wanted to ask you guys if, number one, you agreed with me, and what would you say is the difference between toxic and what's the difference between toxic and crazy? And I'll tell you this.
At the end of the day, I think that shit is the same to me.
Okay, so you agreed with the people that was attacking me on Twitter. What about you, Bianca?
It could be one and the same, but it's two different things. Like toxic is, like I would say learned behaviors. Like, certain things like when you grow up in a household, you learn certain things, so you think that's the way that life should be. So that's a form of toxicity versus you just being crazy. I mean, I guess it could be one. I don't know. Hold on. I'm like up in the air on it. It could be one and the same though.
I'm gonna tell you why I think toxic and crazy are two completely separate things, right? I think most people who are crazy, they genuinely don't know that they're crazy. They genuinely don't know the shit that they doing is fucking crazy. I think people who are toxic know exactly what they're doing. They're very manipulative. They know exactly what buttons to push to get the reaction that they want every single time. I think toxic people have mastered that behavior of being manipulative and knowing what buttons to push to get the reaction that they want from whatever situation it is. So I think the difference is when you toxic, you're toxic. You know the shit that you're doing out of pocket, yet you make the conscious decision to do it anyway. I think people who are crazy just don't fucking know, don't understand, and they could be hard pressed to get it that they're actually being crazy because they just don't know. I think mentally they've checked out or some form of sociopath, right? Because at the end of the day, crazy don't be having no remorse, but toxic know exactly what they're doing. They don't have no remorse because they actually getting the reaction and the emotions that they want out of that person. So I think there is a huge difference between toxic people and crazy people. And like you said, toxic people get off on that shit, right? Whereas crazy people be dumbfounded. They genuinely be like, yo, the fuck you mean? That's how I act all the time. Or I didn't know that was going to offend you. And, but toxic people know, and they don't give a shit, and they like, and they get amusement out of doing that shit to you. Big
Well, what is
Rose.
crazy then? Who would be crazy? Like medicine crazy or like what? Like
So for me, I'm trying to think of an example from like a movie. Let me give these couple
the lady, like the chick from Thin Line Between Heart,
Thin line
Love and Hate.
between love and hate.
What was
Yeah,
she?
I was about
Was
to
she
say that.
crazy or toxic? What was she?
Brandy
Was crazy.
Crazy.
No, Brandy was crazy because she didn't know
Brandy
she
was
was crazy.
crazy.
Brandy was fighting for a
But she
love
thought
that
what she
wasn't
was
there.
doing was cool though.
But no, she wasn't toxic. She was crazy. What would
She was-
have been
But
toxic was
but
if
she
he would have
thought what
kept
she was
fucking
doing
with
was
her.
cool though. So by your
That's why she
definition,
was
some of that
crazy.
shit she thought was cool.
But see,
That's why
that's
she was
just
crazy.
it. They're not mutually exclusive
Like
to
she
each
knew
other.
what she was doing though. She knew what she
Crazy.
was doing. She knew that if she put bruises on herself, that he was gonna get locked up for that shit. A crazy
That's why
motherfucker
she
don't
was
think that
crazy.
far down the line.
So again,
No.
the for me, she would be
She was
crazy.
both.
She's probably the best example of both because she
Right. I'm about
exhibited
to say that.
both
She's
behaviors.
both.
Because she definitely knew exactly what she was doing, and she was batshit crazy for doing the shit that she was actually doing. And I think,
But that would make her crazy, not toxic. What would have been toxic
I'm about
was
to
if
say
he
No,
would have
because
kept
she
fucking
had
her
a
after.
crazy motherfucker don't got common sense.
hold
What
on.
would have made it toxic if they would have kept fucking with each other after she was doing what she was doing? Her craziness was revealed. Now that's what becomes and when it becomes toxic. Like,
No, that would have
so
been up to him to keep
if I
dealing
start
with her.
to act crazy to a nigga and then you see how crazy I could get, you'll leave me alone, but then you keep dealing with me from time to time.
Because the yams is good. And you got them titties out. That's why.
But then that's when it will become toxic. My craziness can make a situation become toxic, but that doesn't necessarily mean that I'm toxic because I'm crazy.
You
Like
just
he said, you
confused me.
don't know. You don't know that you're crazy. Like certain things and certain behaviors. Like if you have a conversation with somebody like, yo, I did X, Y, and Z, and they like, damn, that was crazy. You're like, oh, you thought that was crazy? You don't really realize that you're being crazy in that
No,
moment.
she knew that she was crazy. She knew what the fuck she was doing. She
Hold
made a
on.
conscious decision to do all that crazy shit.
Hold on. Let me get to some of these comments. Ahmed said that bitch was crazy. Jumana said the difference is the jail sentence. True. Big Rose said toxic can be detrimental to your life. Crazy is common. Fighting, making up afterwards, sexually, showing up at the job, etc. Like you said, toxic people get off on that. Christine said, crazy people sometimes know what the fuck they're doing. Also, trust me, I know a few of them. Rain said, toxic. It was based on emotion. She talking about Brandy. She's saying it was toxic because it was based on emotion. Big Rose said, Jada Pinkett, toxic. Will Smith, stupid. Christine, I still helped you. Like,
What's up, Todd?
Nikki, what's going on, Nikki? An interesting story about Nikki. Nikki goes on vacation to Miami.
Stop telling everybody business.
Mind yours. Just mind yours. Nick went on vacation to Miami, and unfortunately, while she was on vacation, she broke her foot, and she's been stuck in Miami for the past few weeks. So I told her I was going to show her some love on the show, say get better soon so you can fly back and come home and be with your loved ones. That's all. I just wanted to show her some love. See, you too busy minding grown folk fucking business.
How she know? How you know she wants to know she broke her shit and she's stranded?
Why do you think I was able to mention it?
She could tell us that.
There you go.
Let her tell her story.
She said exactly. Y'all want the yams. Now yams can make you crazy. Yams can definitely make you crazy.
No, they don't make you crazy. They just make you stupid.
It can't make you crazy.
They
You
make
already
you
had that
stupid.
shit in you.
Yams can make you motherfucking crazy. Rain said crazy is when you don't care about the results as long as the needs are met. Big Rose said random thought. Toxic and crazy women got the best coochie. Q said crazy is cutting.
That's a fact, though. That's been proven. They've done studies.
How is that?
Q,
How is that a proven fact?
Q said crazy is cutting toes and heels out of all y'all socks. Q, that sound like experience, Q.
Because I never heard that one before. She done did that shit.
Bro, gonna say note to self. Don't tell Shannon no secrets.
He can't hold water and shit.
Nigga, I got all your secrets. Fuck you, me. I can't hold
If I
water.
told them to you, they ain't no secret.
But I ain't told your business. I ain't told your business on the show.
But see, I'm the motherfucker that don't got no secrets though.
Yeah, what you doing
So
this
if I
weekend?
tell you some shit,
What you
then
doing
it's
this weekend?
out there.
What you doing this weekend?
I'm hanging out.
And who you hanging out with?
It don't matter.
It do. That ain't no
No, it don't. It
It's a
don't matter.
secret.
Secret.
It's a secret.
It's not a
Sound like
secret.
secret
It's
to
a
me.
secret. It
It's not
sounds
a
like a
secret.
secret to me.
It's not a secret. It's just everything ain't for everybody. That's all.
Sound like a secret.
He always
It's
got
not a secret.
Look,
That motherfucker is the king of diversion, boy.
Hey, listen, man.
You're the only motherfucker I ever heard in my life to tell me, yo, I ain't never wrong.
I'm almost never wrong. Almost never.
Hey, yo.
And I'm dead serious.
I'm gonna mind my business.
I
on
know. I know you dead serious. I absolutely know you dead serious. Whew. Big Rose said OG got some toxic coochie lined up.
Oh, it ain't toxic. It ain't toxic.
Nikki said angry old head need a hug.
I'm gonna get one of them this weekend.
Hey now.
From who? From who? Nene said he ain't gonna budge.
Nope.
Catherine said, I know you fucking lying.
Mm-mm.
All right, we understand. I believe there's a difference between toxic and crazy. She said, you gonna get more than that. Wait a minute. You hanging out with Nikki this weekend, nigga? Was that why you was upset?
No, I don't.
She talking
Nikki
about you
over in
gonna get more
Florida.
hug, nigga.
Nikki in Florida.
Yo, I'm gonna play this quick clip, and we gonna get back to the topics here on the Big Exclusive Podcast.
Miss Duke, you can call me Miriam.
Well, that's a beautiful name, Miss Marion. What is it that you do? I mean, like, for money.
There's nothing I wouldn't do for you and your sister. You know what? I can't wait to see you, sir.
I know the shows start getting good when people start sending me text messages about the topics that we talk about. And I be telling people, put that shit in the chat. Don't be texting it to me. Put it in the chat. As a matter of fact, here's what we're gonna do. So they can get it in if they want. All right, what we talking about next? OG, what you want to talk about next? I'm gonna pop.
We're gonna talk about them titties that's out. Don't say the car topless, just say the titties is out.
Y'all gonna leave me the fuck alone.
So wait, Bianca, you gotta excuse us, right? Is normally just the three of us, and we won't be having that feminine energy.
We won't be having no titties out.
We won't be having no titties out. You know what I mean? I be trying, but it's like they don't sit up like that.
Please, I'm used to it. The show that I'm on, titties in the front, titties in the back, all of that shit. I'm already used to it. It's fine.
Titties in the front, titties in the back. OG, what we talking about, man? What we talking about?
Closure. Let's talk about closure.
All right, so we're gonna talk about closure. I'm gonna pop this meme up on the screen. I'm gonna read it for you guys, and y'all gonna tell me whether or not y'all thought this lady was right or wrong, whether y'all thought the man was right or wrong. I'm telling you now, tell a friend to tell a friend, tag them in this conversation again, because it's about to get good. Okay, here it is. It says, my husband is throwing a temper tantrum because I had dinner with my ex. who is leaving for prison for the remainder of his life and just wanted to apologize for any hurt he has caused me and say goodbye, Kiki. Boy, bye. I need that closure. Cry about it then.
I'd have left that bitch. I left her. Go to jail with that motherfucker then, since you need closure. If you ain't had closure and you done got married and you needed closure, like, he can go to jail with that motherfucker and do the rest of his time with him.
Mm-hmm.
I'd have left that bitch.
I'd have dropped off.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be like, here's closure. I'm changing the locks. I'm changing the keys. I'm closing the door. I'm closing the window.
You fuck around and get your eye closed.
Man, we do not condone putting our hands on no woman. At the Big Exclusive Podcast, its affiliates or subsidiaries or sponsors. Okay.
No, I'm not saying I would do it, but there's a motherfucker out there that would, though.
Mm-hmm.
I know. I just wanted to run a disclaimer just in case the sponsors was listening, and I just wanted to make sure we was all on the same page.
I'm gonna keep my hands in my pocket and just walk away from that situation like George Jefferson.
But why though? What if she really needed the clothes? Like she just.
Well, you can have more than that.
Nah, fuck.
What you need closure for? What you needed? So if you needed that, why the fuck did you move forward with me?
That was my point. That was my point.
Some people need the apology.
For what? It shouldn't matter. You got a husband now.
But some people need to know.
Apology for what?
Apology.
He don't mean nothing to you no more. So why you need an apology?
Yeah, I was about to say, what is that going to do? Is that going to make
he's your ex? You got a whole husband now. So why would you need anything else?
Life is going to be so different because
man, we don't want to hear that shit. Ain't nobody put you. You put yourself through that shit.
Hold on, we all can't talk at once.
No,
hold on.
Y'all don't understand certain things that y'all put us through as far as y'all making us feel a level of crazy to where as though we like maybe we tripping, maybe we not. Maybe he did do, maybe he didn't do that. And then once the relationship is over, like I said, some people need the apology. I necessarily don't, but some people need that closure in order to be like, okay, I wasn't tripping. Damn, it was you. Like I did do everything I was supposed to do in this relationship. And now by you telling me this, now I feel better as a woman. So therefore, I'm now not second guessing myself when I'm in my next or my new relationship.
Why should you care or second guess yourself when you got a husband? You done got married. Whatever happened with him, you shouldn't even matter no fucking more. Like, explain that. That makes you're gonna die on the hill with this argument, Bianca, because you're a woman. Like that shit don't make no sense.
Because it does something to us psychologically.
What's going on, man?
Some women, whereas though, if you feel like you're doing everything that you need to do for this man, and if this man was to, let's say, I'm just going to use this as an example, if he cheated or something. You feel as though as a woman, I'm doing everything I'm supposed to be doing as a woman to keep this man. And then all of a sudden he still steps out. That could be damaging to a lot of women.
Okay, but in the process of doing that, you do the rebuilding and get back to that word, the closure for yourself. You don't that ain't gonna fly with me.
Take that time to heal. Everybody don't take that time that they're supposed to take for them to heal themselves before they get to another relationship. So,
then she shouldn't be fucking married then.
If you hear it from an ex that potentially damaged you, it's just reassuring. Okay, you know what? I was this, I was that. I shouldn't have did X, Y, and Z. You was blah 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 blah, and then that
all right,
just
then you call that motherfucker or you text him. But why you got?
You shouldn't even give a shit though. You got a husband. I don't care who it is, you or anybody.
Everybody has a level of insecurity. So
that bitch deserved to get left.
Relationship or you are married or whatever
she was secure enough to get married.
Then at the end of the day, that may possibly be damaging her moving forward. That might be hindering her to be the woman that she should be for her husband. You never know that.
Okay, wait.
You just saying stuff to just argue for the woman's sake. That shit don't even make no sense, B.
It does make sense.
So let me kind of bring this full circle and just give my opinion, because for me that was some bullshit, right? it clearly stated that her husband, right? So here's what we have to understand, and here's my perspective and my point of view. You should not have a husband if you needed closure with any ex. I don't give a fuck if they was from high school.
High school, right?
That's why getting help, talking to somebody, and getting therapy is so important, because that man's wife said, fuck him.
Yep.
I'm going to dinner with my ex, which means he's an ex for a fucking reason. It didn't work out.
She would have two
need
exes.
closures because you would have gotten therapy, worked through that shit, healed as much as you could from that situation, and then your husband, along with therapy, should have helped you get past that situation. So she shouldn't need no fucking closure from that man, whether he on death fucking row. It doesn't matter.
But in a perfect world,
hold on, here come that butt. Here come the butt.
Yeah,
Here come the butt.
No, because I'm about to explain. In a perfect world, you would say you leave one situation, you perfectly heal, you go get the help that you need, and then overcome it. Yes, that's in the perfect world, but we don't live in a perfect world. We live in a world when people jump into relationship from relationship to another relationship, and that's where toxic traits and things like that starts to form. I'm not saying the lady was right. I'm not saying that she was wrong. All I'm saying is that's something that she may have needed for herself to become a woman that she may need to be for her husband.
She shouldn't need that.
She may be hindering. It is certain things where, though, me personally, and this is one of my things that I need to work on myself. I don't typically bring baggage from one relationship to another, but there is certain things that I am conscious of, and I may not do for a nigga because of the things that I did for the next nigga that didn't appreciate it.
But that's different than what she did, though. That's apples and oranges.
But that's what I'm saying.
She totally disrespected him by doing that.
I didn't say she didn't disrespect them. That's not what I said.
And if a nigga do that, that's classified as cheating, right? Ain't that cheating?
Because ain't no woman accepting that at all. Really? That's what you're doing? Okay.
So let me do this. Ladies talking about she needs some backup. The link is in the chat. You can click the link, give StreamYard access to your microphone and your camera. But I just have a couple questions. And I don't want to, Bianca, you just so happen to be the only lady here. Hopefully we can get another lady to join in. But here's the question for me. If you like you said, let's take what you said and let's go ahead and run with it. You said people jump from relationship to relationship, right?
Mm-hmm.
Relationships aren't marriage. So my first question is, could you marry somebody that you don't necessarily love because you still hung up on the ex? And you need closure from the ex. Yeah, generally speaking, could you be with somebody new knowing you still needed closure from your ex and decide to say, I do at the altar to marry that man?
No, I couldn't but I'm woman enough to know that I need to heal from one experience and before I go into any other experience.
So now, would you say what she did inherently is faulty? Because okay, all right. So that's what I wanted to get to. Because if she needed closure that bad, and the excuse didn't have to be him going to jail for life. He could have inboxed her on Facebook or Instagram
and told her that shit in the message or whatever.
Or ran into her on the street. Like, you don't tell your husband you going to dinner with some
another man.
Some damn closure. And if that's the case and you need it that bad, why not invite that man? Why not take the
right? But my thing is, y'all are only hung up on the one part that she went to dinner with an ex. That's what y'all are hung up on.
No, that's the main part.
I'm hung up on closure.
If he would have reached out to her in a message and said whatever or did whatever, how that would have been fine. But the fact that she went out to dinner, that's what it seems like that the issue and the problem is. Because you're saying that she should have been, she don't need closure. You don't know what that woman needs in order.
She shouldn't have. Once she married her husband, she shouldn't need that.
So
and you definitely don't need to go out to dinner to get it.
Let me clarify for you, because Nene just said, and I want to put her comment on the screen real quick. because Nene said what I was just about to say. It's not
Yep.
about the physical act of going to dinner that bothers me. It bothers me as her husband that she
Like,
needs closure from an ex, which means
that you cared,
psychologically, mentally, and emotionally, there's still something there that
like
should
you
have been
cared
wiped
enough.
away
You
and
cared enough
cleaned
about
up.
that shit with him to rock the boat with what we got going on. So it's still, she still got some shit for that boy, man. Even give a shit about it, like that's crazy.
I about to say the other part was bye boy.
Yeah,
She was
yeah,
extremely dismissive about his feelings, right?
yeah.
So if
That's why
that,
he. That's why he should have left
I don't
that
know.
bitch.
I think if the roles were reversed, it'd be a lot different. Let's get to some of our family. They
It'll
been
be like,
commenting
don't
fast and
forget
furious.
to come and pick up your food.
They making songs and shit. Yeah,
Tired of fucking up the bitch today. And funny how I got the bitch today. I don't know the words, but that's how I go. Man, you can come again. As a minute ago, I learned my lesson last time. Bet you I look better, don't you? Who new phone? Who's this? Pack it up.
All right.
we going
So
we got another special guest. We got another young lady joining the panel. I want to get through some of these comments first before I bring her in. Christine said, if it's over, it's over. I don't need closure. I got closure when the relationship ended.
And then,
I fucks
boom.
with that. Big Rose said, fuck that apology. Him fucking up is the reason why she ended up with a new dude, a husband in the first place. Q. Exactly. I agree with old head. You shouldn't have been in anything new if you ain't over that last situation. I definitely agree with that. That's why fuck his apology. Lakia, hi Lakia. Nice to have you back on the podcast. She said, I don't think anything is wrong with her wanting to get closure, but once her man said no, then you have to respect your new relationship or husband for that matter. Big Rose said, Bianca, I love you, but that's your vagina talking, boo boo.
it's not because I don't need closure, because nigga, I'm the one that leads. Period.
You swing,
Baby
you
need
fucked
closure
up.
from
You
me.
probably be sitting home crying and shit, watching Waiting to Exhale.
See, you really don't know me. I do watch Waiting to Exhale because that's one of my favorite movies.
Exactly. All the Tyler Perry
girl.
movies and
I
plays and
hate
shit.
Tyler Perry movies. I hate every last one of Tyler Perry movies. I'm not that girl.
Nikki
I've
Edwards said,
been broken up with, but I've never been left. Like I always is the one that's leaving my relationship.
You're full of sugar. You better
They
shut
need
your
closure
face.
from me. I don't need that closure. Thanks.
They just trying to get them that sweet potato pie. That's all.
You should never need validation from someone, especially when you know you played your position. Period. Nene said, "Well, be with him and not your husband, since he's still on your mind and you need closure."
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying, man.
Ooh.
Big Rose said, dinner. He took her to Checkers for Shannon's Super Burgers last Nikki, something clearly what I said. She said you went into the marriage with baggage? ? Exactly. They called me Q. Q said, no, you got to get that. You got that closure when they fucked you over. What more clarification do you need? How about that? Facts.
She trying to get some dick before he go to jail. That's all.
Facts.
Mm-hmm.
That was probably the best she ever had. He Long John Silvered the bitch, and she needed it one last time before he go to jail forever. Nene said that bitch need therapy, not closure. Shout out to Catherine. She said, I love it here.
This is the last time.
Green said you need some backup, sis. Tiffany Ann said, if you know wholeheartedly you tried everything to make things work, that's all you need to move on. Facts. Some exes are not going to be inclined to be honest about all the dirt they did or the fact that they just never cared that much to put his all into you. I agree. Heal yourself without seeking validation from someone that treated you like trash. Agreed.
Man, she just wanted the dick.
Philly said, I know a similar situation where the fiance asked for the blessing from an ex before they got married. Well, damn. Talk about it. Wait a minute.
That sounds like some
Wait a
casino
minute.
shit.
What kind of shit is that?
We're gonna come
That
back
was
to that.
some
We're
gender
gonna have to
Wall
come back
Street
to that.
kind of shit.
We're gonna have to come back to that. Nikki said, when you entertain any conversation from an ex, it's still feelings they have.
Yep.
That's
When
why
you
you got
entertain
to
any
shut
conversation from an
that
ex, it's still
shit
feelings.
down.
They have to block on every form of communication. She still talked to him to even know what was going on. How about that? How about that? Q said soul ties. Them soul ties, yeah. Big Rose said nobody leaving Bianca with those toxic. I don't know, B. You got some competition. No, Jemima, don't try to fix it all fast. I saw you. Don't be trying to fix it all fast.
So we got City and Chester, Pennsylvania.
You know what?
Oh my God.
Let's welcome to the show. One of our favorite family members. She locked into the show each and every week, offers some great commentary. We have Jemima in the building. Jemima, what's up? What's happening?
Not much was going on.
Wait, is that a silk pillow?
I don't see no pillow.
Sad?
Yeah, my little pink pillow back here.
Oh, I didn't see no pillow. I just saw meat. Like I just saw all this meat hanging out of them. I ain't see no pillow.
Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy.
Big Rose said, "Whoa, D-Zam, laughing my ass off. I'm going off camera. I can't do it. I can't do it. Go ahead, Jemima. You dropped in. What we talking about?
Listen, let me tell you something.
I'm distracted.
There's no.
Wait, Rose says suddenly. I want some stairs. Oh my God.
There's no reason why anybody should need closure from anybody. They couldn't
we need a
give
clap
you
button.
what you needed inside of the relationship. Why do you think they could give you what you need outside of the relationship? I think closure sometimes we mistake for our own, mistake for other people giving us something that we should be giving ourselves.
Amen.
When you keep ties with an ex, like a lot of people said, for you to keep accepting calls, accepting text message, to even go as far as to accept a date with an ex, and you're married, no way. No way. You don't have kids with this person. You don't have, I guess, bank accounts with this person. You have no ties other than your feelings for this person. I can't see myself allowing my husband to be called up by an ex to go out on a date so he can get quote unquote closure. That, like, again, that sounds like to me. I just want
that shit don't even sound right.
I just want to see if there's anything left between us, because for whatever reason, the relationship you have with your husband is not on the beam.
It ain't working.
Right. That has nothing to do with getting closure from somebody else.
And the memes of angry OG is how I feel about my exes.
Yep.
Fuck them. Burn that shit to the ground.
You don't have to hate an ex, but once you have moved on, and it's.
But I'm not going to fuck up my situation.
Right.
And rock the boat for some shit back. Like that shit is in the rear view mirror. Like it's over. Like
you went on a date with
it's
another
done.
man.
Yeah. Like why would you think that that's okay?
Not
they didn't be talking shit.
That's considered
somebody
cheating.
you used to sleep with though. Somebody.
And then she was talking shit though.
Right. So
that's classified as cheating.
Yep.
It is.
That's a form of cheating.
It is. She
was looking for. Damn, what was she trying to get? Well, she claimed
closure, but
say it again, Flight.
It was feelings still involved for her. And like most women, because we're emotional creatures, we don't know how to, for the most part, keep them feelings submerged. We keep allowing people from our past to come back.
He hit that night.
Yeah,
he about to go to jail for the rest of his life. He smashed. He smashed.
Yeah. There's no way I can see myself being happy inside my relationship, my present relationship, and allowing an ex to call me up to say, okay, well, you hurt me 10, 5, 3 years ago, or however long it is, long enough for her to go get married, to say, okay, well, you know what? I'm so unhappy right now. I'm going to go try to get closure
I want
from
to see what. No, fuck
Right.
all that.
You happy? You and your own happiness. I don't even know why you and
I would have told her, well, go to jail with him then. You can't come back here. Make sure you go to jail with that motherfucker.
And to be honest, if he did that much dirt to you, going to jail is your closure. He getting what he deserves.
Hey, a woman said it. I mean, shit. Like
That's why Bianca got that fucking good
Bianca, she's an advocate for women, so she's going to argue for the woman's point. She don't believe that shit herself, but she's an advocate for women. She's an advocate for women, so she gonna die on the hill with her argument and shit.
Hold on.
That's not what I'm saying.
She did speak for herself personally and said no, she wouldn't have went for that.
That's what I said. But she's an advocate for women.
Here's the thing. We're going to get into the TikTok video of the week, have a good laugh, and we're going to move on to the next topic because I got a feeling this next one. Ooh, y'all thought that one was good? Let me, fellas, this one for y'all, fellas. Bam. Fellas, bam. Don't say I ain't never did. Don't say I ain't never did nothing. Don't say I ain't never did nothing for y'all.
Black people will grill for any reason. Yeah, he just took his first steps. We finna throw something on the grill. Black people, get off the phone. Well, all right, I didn't want nothing. I was just trying to see what y'all was doing. Black people really be at work. I'm not doing that. Facts. When the baby fall, white people, Dylan, are you okay? Black people, don't look at him because he gonna start crying. Black people will have you move their whole house to pay you a chicken. Why is it so true though? Only black people will mute the TV to smell what's burned. Black people will put Comet in the tub and walk away like it's season. Only black parents raise you like they doing you a favor. Black people swear this is a prescription drug, but it is though. Give me some ginger ale.
Yo, I thought that was hilarious. I thought it was hilarious. I had to bring it to the show. I thought that was real funny. Big Road comment in the tub.
Yeah, that one got me.
Big Road said, "Hey, you might just stay."
I appreciate the love.
They trying to get you. He trying to get you drafted. Okay,
he's trying to get me drafted.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie.
Juana.
I think if we had B and Jemima every week, nigga, we to the moon with it. We to the moon with it. I'm just saying, if we had both of y'all every week, I think we'd be all right. Topics for the show. Resolving conflict is left. The misconception of the black woman. Bianca, that was your topic you brought to the table. I think we have to get into that. I think it's important. And I think the people gonna lose their shit. It's about to get good. You know what? What I'm gonna do, because I know what's about to happen. I'm gonna be quiet. I'm gonna mute my own fucking mic, okay? Because I don't want no smoke. I don't want no smoke. They called me Q, said I'm guilty. She sees that tub earlier. In fact, it's still marinating. Just got off work. Yo, that is so classic. And the ginger ale as a prescription drug, that's fact. I appreciate a hug. She could do me toxic all she want, laugh my ass off. Roll, you got Roll trying to draft something.
Roll shooting his shot like.
Roll definitely shooting his shot. So Bianca, you brought this topic to the table. I want you to introduce the topic, and I believe we have the video to coincide with said topic. So I'm gonna go ahead and let you bring it in.
So I seen this video on my timeline. Maybe it was yesterday, 2 days ago. I'm not really sure. But I felt the need to share it because I really do feel like that this is how some men feel that Black women should be. That's why I titled it "The Misconception of a Black Woman." And you can play it whenever you're ready.
You got it.
I watched my mom have 3 jobs and come home and cook and clean. They think we're superheroes.
Okay, no, but can we talk about this one? Because at what point are you going to fully understand that your moms and meemaws that y'all idolize so much were victims? You romanticize and idolize the fact that she had 5 kids, worked 5 jobs, never slept, never ate. Baby, she was a victim. You had a front row seat to her suffering, and your response is to want to put somebody else through that too? It'll never cease to amaze me how males look down on women who don't want to go through all that as if we are not as strong as women in your family. But y'all won't stop to ask, why didn't they have any help? Women sacrificing so much of who they are for their families is not anything you should want to repeat. Because yes, while it does deserve recognition that they were able to push through and do all those things, you should also be able to recognize that 9 times out of 10, she didn't actually want to do those things. She just had to do those things. Just because she took care of you with a smile on her face doesn't mean she wasn't crying and struggling behind closed doors. And it's time to get real about that.
She should have closed her fucking legs instead of having 5 kids.
That's not nice.
I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming.
You gonna have 5
That's why I
kids and be
said,
mad and shit.
I'm
Like,
gonna shut up because I knew it was coming. I'm saying my name Bennett and I ain't in it. I knew OG was gonna lose his shit. Come on, OG, talk about it, player. Talk about
that's all I gotta say. You had 5 kids, so you got to deal with that. Just you should have had all them fucking babies. It's hard as shit to
She
take care
didn't
of
have
5
the babies
fucking
alone.
kids. She had them motherfuckers. Who gave birth? Her or the dude?
She didn't have them alone.
Who did they come out of? The motherfuckers came out of her. She had a choice to not have all those babies.
Maybe she didn't have a choice.
Shit, why not? You always got a choice.
Maybe he asked for them.
Well, she had a choice. If he asked, she had a choice.
What's the choice? As a couple, when y'all talk,
That's too many motherfucking kids. Like that's a choice. How the fuck you gonna take care of all them babies?
Wait a minute. With 2 people, that it should be enough taking care.
No, that's too many babies. That's too many motherfucking kids.
Listen, I just watched a show where it was a couple that had 14 kids, right?
That's disgusting.
Listen. They have Black people too. They have 14 kids. I'm not going to even tell you that his wife died. He ended up taking care of 14 kids on his own as a single dad. Now, everybody don't have that mentality. There are misconceptions of women that women is supposed to take care of everything in the house, take care of all the kids, and she's supposed to do it by herself. While the man,
that's not possible.
Wait a minute, it's not possible. You're absolutely right, but that's the misconception. And when a woman says, "Oh, I'm tired today, I can't do it," I need some time away from the kids. Mentally, let's just get real. Mentally, everybody needs their own alone time. I don't care if it's just 1 child or 22 kids or whatever's going on from work. Everybody needs those mental days where they try to unload, unwind, relax, and then you got to counterbalance that with everything that goes on in life. However, the misconception of Black women is that, and it's always been like this, we have a higher tolerance for pain. Prime example, when we go to the hospital to get medical care, is looked upon as us that we're not in pain. We're supposed to be able to take it. White women, they go right to whatever they ask for. They give them the pain meds. Black women, you're supposed to go through childbirth up to the last minute before getting any type of pain medication. It's just a misconception in society, period, that Black women is supposed to just take on everything that's thrown her way. It don't matter how big of a load it is. It don't matter how much of a load it is to her outside of work, outside of kids, outside of just personal things. She's just supposed to deal with it and then wake back up tomorrow like nothing ever happened. It is
and do it all over again.
Yep, and do it all over again. And do it all
with a smile on her face and not say nothing about it.
That's why you don't have those 5 babies.
Listen, but it's not even about just having kids. It's just period in life. It's just period in life. The conception is, and you know how many times I've heard it, oh, you a strong Black woman, you a strong Black woman, you a strong Black woman, you're supposed to be a strong Black woman, but I'm the same type of woman that men say you too strong.
No, them just bitch ass niggas though.
You're right, but the misconception is that Wait a minute, but the misconception is supposed to be that we are strong.
See, Bianca, these topics you gotta have them on another show because we don't like. I can't relate to that shit.
You can't relate to it.
But that's not the point. That's why you're supposed to step outside.
You are the small.
I
You
can't.
guys are the small percentage. You got to remember, y'all are the small percentage of the majority of society. Remember, black women are supposed to be angry all the time. We supposed to be bitter all the time.
Some of them motherfuckers is though.
Some is.
Like
the misconception is that we're all like that. The same way stereotypical wise is that
you can't lump everybody in there, but
you can't. But that's the misconception. The misconception is that we just supposed to take on this big workload and be superwoman every day.
But to be honest, y'all are superwoman though. On some real shit.
Here's what I wanted to say.
You can't always live up to that title because at the same time, there's days that we come home and we cry our eyes out.
So
we cry our eyes out. We battle the same thing anybody else battles.
Right. Here's my 2 cents I want to add. First thing is, Jumani, you're right. It's been studies that and it's a scientific fact, and it's been proven through many studies that doctors won't give black women the same amount of pain medicine or pain medicine at all because they think they're not in pain and they think they have a higher pain threshold, which is an absolute myth. And it needs to be
which is bullshit because
medical school
is likely to die from childbirth.
From childbirth.
Absolutely right.
Yeah, absolutely right. But here's the other thing I wanted to say about what OG said as far as y'all being superwoman, and it's actually a comment. I'm sorry. It's actually, how do I want to say this? It's actually a compliment in a way.
It's not,
but it's misunderstood because it's misguided, right? All right, just let me get the thought out. It's misguided in the sense that when most people look at and I believe the majority of people who look at black women as super women are black men. And the reason is we put them in a position to have to be superwoman because they don't have any other choice. So here's the back end to that thought. What I feel personally is I agree with OG to an extent too, because she had a choice. And when I talk about choice, I want to say this: women and men have to make better choices when it comes to choosing significant others. Nobody wants to be a single parent raising not one kid, let alone 5.
Man, all you gotta do as a man, watch a motherfucking baby or a 2-year-old all motherfucking day, and watch what happens.
But see, the thing is, in the video,
that shit let you know, but like, you know what? I don't know how the fuck they deal with this shit all day, every day, but fuck that.
and that's my point. That message needs to be out there to say that when this was going on, when our black women are looked at like that, it does a disservice to them and our community, because black men will perpetuate that stereotype and that stigma, thinking it's a compliment when it's not. I think it's more beneficial to the family, the household, and our community if we make better choices when it comes to significant other and find a loving way to raise kids together, because I think that's super important that we take advantage of having a 2-parent household and everything that comes along with that, because men can't teach women how to be women. Women can't teach boys how to be men. And it's important that we have both. And even if it's not, it's just too many benefits to having both parents in the household. Socially, economically, financially, emotionally, there are advantages to having both parents in the household. And if we just look at the root cause of why we think that way, we'll get to the fact that at some point we got to raise our kids to make better choices when it comes to significant others, so we're not perpetuating that stereotype and black women are no longer victims of the superwoman mentality.
But the reason that we perpetuate this mentality is because, like she said in the video, you've seen your grandmom and you may have seen your mom do it, so you think this is something that we should automatically do as women. Right. Whereas though back in those times with your grandmom and whomever, they may not have the choice as to say, oh, I can't have this kid, or oh, I'm gonna get on birth control. Back then, that was not a thing for women to do. As easy as it is for me, if I got pregnant, I decide, oh, I don't want to keep this baby. Now I could go get an abortion. That wasn't a thing for them back then, especially if you were married. At that time, women were not looked at as independent and been able to make their own decisions and own ideas. So by you growing up and you seeing that your mom and your grandma had all these kids and she taking care of the kids and she cleaning the house and she's still being a woman to your grandfather or your father or whomever that man was then, now you think, okay, while you're grown, now I can have a woman, she can have all these kids and she don't need no help because my mom did it. So why you can't do it? That's not a thing. Like, that's not something. So we're like you said, we have to stop pushing this narrative that we can just keep going.
I never thought like that.
But
I
that narrative has been pushed since slave days.
All right, so let me ask you this.
Black women were taking care of masters, white women's kids, breastfeeding white women's kids, picking cotton in the field all day long. This has been the mentality for over 500 years that Black women is supposed to take everything that comes her way and let that and deal with that. And if you can't do it as a woman, quote unquote, in this day and age, oh, you're weak. You know, oh, you got to stop crying. Your mom did it. Your grandmom did it. Let me tell you something. I used to see my mom some days.
It's a whole different time though. Like, you can't.
It is. It's a whole different time. But listen, my mom. I got my mom 73. Right. My mom gets Social Security. My mom still works full time. Right. When I was growing up watching my mom, I thought I had the same concept. My mom is superwoman. My mom's superwoman. Till I got old enough and at an age to say to myself, damn, shit, how did my mom do this all this time? When I started physically or for the most part living the same way my mom was living, the same things my mom was doing, you know, getting up every morning for work, doing, you know, working 2 full-time jobs. I watched my mom work 2 full-time jobs.
So Jemina, I gotta ask, who do we hold accountable for that? Because again, I understand the circumstances.
We gotta hold ourselves accountable because us as a society, both men and women, we don't ask for help. Both men and both women, as Black people. When we struggling as a woman, we don't ask for help. When we struggling as a man, we don't ask for help. We got this mentality that Black men too, that Black men ain't supposed to cry. Black men not supposed to have mental health issues. Black men ain't supposed to go to the doctors and take care of themselves. Black men that's supposed to get up, go work, and be strong, be tough, and do all these physically laboring things. Not every man is able to do physical laboring things.
I'm not doing that. Fuck that.
I ain't doing it.
I'm a kitchen bitch. Like, I got a desk job.
That's the misconception of Black men. Black men. That's the misconception of Black men. All Black men supposed to be strong. No Black man is supposed to cry.
I don't mean you not strong. I got a desk job and I know how to type. Fuck that.
But
here's the point I was trying to
on both sides versus us as Black people, like you said, having a household, a man and a woman having a household, not having to do things on our own, not saying, okay, well, we having kids, and then when things don't work out, everybody, you know, you go your separate way, I'm gonna go my separate way, then the kids gotta suffer in the meantime. It's been like this with us since the 60s and 70s. And that's and a lot of it has to do with, you know, systemic racism and things like that. We're breaking up the Black households, and for the most part, it's almost by design. The more and more Black women and Black men we keep going at each other and we arguing, we bickering, and oh, Black men ain't shit, and oh, Black women ain't shit, and I'm gonna go give me a white woman, and Black women keep, you know, being superwoman. Oh, now I don't need to get married. I don't want to get married. I don't want to have kids. All that shit is by design.
Where the hell is the clap button? Where's the clap button? We need a clap button. God damn it.
As soon as you go get a white woman and it start raining, her hair gonna stink.
First of all, he out of pocket. So
all the sayings are true though. I'm here to testify. They do smell like dog.
But But no, I mean, even now with the younger generation, like my niece, she's 21 years old. She in a whole relationship or whatever with her boyfriend. He really turned and said that shit to her. Like, well, my mom did it. I don't understand why you can't do it. Like, wait, like, hold up. Now they 21, 22 years old. So it's like this thing that keeps getting pushed, this narrative that you're just supposed to be able to just go, and you're not supposed to stop and say, yo, I need help, or I can't do this, or whatever. And then once you do say that as a Black woman, then it's like, well, what's wrong with you? Like, I see my aunts, my grandma, my whomever, and it what I'm saying technically is, like she said, this is behavior where as though we have to unlearn it. This is like, everybody has a breaking point. Like she said, everybody needs the time to sit down, unwind, get their thoughts together, and all of that. Whereas though it's some men, whereas though if you pick up the phone and say, yo, can you come get your kid? And they like, oh, I'm out, and they won't even come. Like, it's some people that's like, some women look at it like, well, damn, like, can I get some help? Like, I'm here with your kids 24/7. I asked you to come get your kids for 20, 30 minutes for me to be able to let my hair down for a second, and it's a problem. And then it's like, well, my mom did it. Like, excuse my language, but fuck your mother. I'm not your mother. Come get your fucking kids.
Well,
And
I don't have that blood running through my veins, so I can't relate to that.
Not a lot of us saw our mothers.
Hold on one second.
I can't relate to that. I can't relate.
Not a lot of us saw our mothers actually get to a breaking point. I never forget one time as a teenager walking in on my mom breaking down crying. I didn't knock on the door. I just walked in and saw her crying, and I was like, damn, she human. She human. And at the time, I didn't know why she was crying, but that was the first time I saw my mom cry out of somebody dying. And as I got older, me and my mom started having them conversations, because I got to them points where I was, for the most part, going through stuff on the job, going through stuff at home. I'm one of them people, I could have had 2 cents in my pocket. You would have never known.
Mm-hmm.
I came home, I cried, how I'm gonna do this, how I'm gonna figure this out. I didn't ask nobody for help. I'm at home trying to figure it out, because I'm Superwoman. I'm gonna get this shit together. I'm gonna go work 2 full-time jobs. I'm gonna not sleep 3 and 4 days out the week, getting 2 hours of sleep here and there, not knowing that I'm human just like everybody else and can ask for help. I don't have to always be Superwoman. Shit, even motherfucking Superman, Kryptonite was his motherfucking not everybody can live up to that, being quote unquote Superwoman.
And a lot of them don't live up to it.
Here's the thing, and here's the thing, and it has to be some level of accountability here.
Yeah.
Right, Jemima, your situation, I can't speak to it personally. Bianca, I can't speak to your situation personally either. But what I can personally speak to, and what I know from being on this earth as long as I've been on here, and interacting with Black women, and then having a front row seat to some, relationships. Bottom line is, women have to make, let me say this, Black women have to make better choices when it comes to choosing men, especially when you're going to start a family with them. Now, let's hold fellas accountable. Fellas, you cannot be misleading these women and leading them on and then walking away from something you are 50% culpable for and responsible for. The accountability is on you to be a man. That's not to say that y'all have to be married and stay married till that kid is 18, because relationships don't work. We all understand that. But the contents of that man character, you've seen the red flags. Don't let the dick blind you because you like the sex, that you can help him or mold him into what you need him to be as a man. Because a lot of these men is being raised by these single super women who don't know how to raise men, and they raising these boys that don't ever grow into men until it's too late. Because at the end of the day, the same type of men women complain about is the same type men y'all out here raising. Okay, so let's be clear. There has to be accountability on both sides. Men step up, man the fuck up. Bianca shouldn't be calling no nigga to talk about come get your fucking kids. Bianca ain't calling nobody because I ain't got nothing. No. It was the example that I'm talking about the example that you gave. Right? Like no woman, I'll say that no woman should be calling for you to come get your kids and spend time with them and give her a break. That's bullshit. Like, I don't know personally. I don't know. I'm, or at least I can say I'm not friends with those kind of men, because at the end of the day, most of the, my friend, or most of the guys that I call friends take care of their kids. I see them with their kids. When I talk to them on the phone, they either picking them up, dropping them off, out to lunch with them, dinner with them, shopping with them, whatever the case may be. They out here being dads. So women shouldn't be put in the position to have to be fucking superwoman. It's not fair to the women. It's not fair to the kid. It's not fair to the community. So we have to have accountability on both sides. If you out there and you a single mom and you raising daughters, there's no way on God's green earth you shouldn't be having those conversations with your daughter about how not to be a fucking single mom. Because it's not the bee's knees. I'm not superwoman. Yeah, see me cry. Yeah, let me be vulnerable in front of you, because it's not easy. It's not a badge of honor. You don't wear it as something prideful on your sleeve. You have to tell these kids. You have to be honest with them. I don't hide nothing from my girls. Everything daddy do, they know, for a few reasons, but more importantly, because I don't want them to go through the same shit that they see auntie go through or grandma went through. It's not fair to them. I want them to have better in this world and in their life. So it's my responsibility as a parent to make sure they know the shit is not easy. That's not ideal. So we gotta hold each other accountable. And that's why I said in my previous comment, we got to start talking to these kids about what is real. Stop coddling these kids. They need to know kids are smarter and more resilient than y'all ever give them credit for. Stop pussyfooting and sugarcoating shit for these kids. They understand more than you know. And especially with these era of kids growing up, with the level of technology and the level of access that they have to information, they know way more than the fuck you think. So give them credit. Let's hold some accountability. Teach these kids that, this is the ideal way to do it. No, don't teach your daughters or your boys to accept abusive behavior in relationships for the sake of a family. No, the core message is take care of your responsibility, because you help
And
make that.
and to piggyback that shit, basically what needed to happen is stop blaming each other.
Yeah.
Stop blaming each
Agreed.
other and take accountability for y'all shit. And stop looking to put the blame on somebody. So you putting the blame on somebody, you absolving yourself of anything in that situation. Like, no, you got some work to do too.
Exactly.
The easiest thing to do is point the motherfucking finger.
Let me get to some of these comments. They coming in fast and furious. Oh man, I appreciate it. Make sure y'all hitting the like and the heart and the laugh. Make sure y'all hitting all of that, man. Like Rose say, help the algorithm. I can't wait till Big Roll bring his show back, man. I can't wait. It's one of my favorite shows, man. Where are we at with it? Melly Schuler. I wanted to make sure I highlighted this. He said this era needs a whole unlearned procedure done. I'm gonna have to agree with that. Kalila said no one ever talks about the trauma that our mother and grandmothers experienced and how that affects us as women today. This is why therapy is so important. Couldn't agree more. I hope the volume is a little bit better on that one. Philly said facts. Catherine clapping. And y'all said something about YT people, they smell like dog and change. Big Rose said, not all men, BB, just that nigga, not all men like that. I think he was referring to the conversation about having to come get the kids because you need a break. Tiffany said, not all men, women need to make better choices of who they have children with. Couldn't agree more there. Big Rose said, I should have been there for Jemima to hold her when she was.
Show shot, boy.
hey, Big Ro, I don't blame you, bro. Keep firing. But although I think she in a relationship, bro. So you might have to chill. Like, her dude could be watching this shit, and I don't want no smoke. He gonna come at us like, nigga, you had the podcast. So I don't want no smoke. Melly said it's literally a whole era, not just a generation. They need a whole deprogram session for this era. Social media and technology is the new God, religion, and teacher nowadays.
I agree with that.
Ooh. Christine said, yes, bro. She said she keep it 100 with her boys. She do. I witnessed that. Philly John Preneur is clapping. Tiffany Ann said, I never grew up thinking or feeling I had to be Superwoman. I saw the responsibility of being an adult and how to live by my grandparents and my mother and stepfather. They were continuously showing me examples of being responsible, especially when it came down to having a family with the right person. That's right. You got to be honest. Those examples mean something. Melly said the mindset of this era activated their dumb shit. Parents asking Siri, Google, and Alexa and social media on how to do what they supposed to do. I need to offer a little bit of pushback on that one. But Christine said, shit, we knew what our mom was doing and going through when we were young. Mommy never knew how much we knew. That's why I don't sugarcoat nothing with my boys. They always knew what was going on. Nikki said, OG still need a hug. Philly said, that's because people always want to be right about something. The older I get, the more I don't have anything to prove. I just want peace. Agreed. Shannon said, Big Rose said, Shannon, I'm like Iverson over here. He shoots. Big Roll gonna empty the motherfucking clip tonight.
Big Rose said he's gonna step over her boyfriend like AI.
Oh, that was a good one. That was a good one. Let me go back to a comment. Let me go back to a comment for a second. Melly made this comment, and I wanted to address that a little bit. He said it's literally a whole era, not just a generation. They need a whole deprogram session for this era. Social media and technology is the new God, religion, and teacher nowadays. Now, just to offer a little bit of pushback on that, we can't have these, I want to say, archaic ways of thinking about, he said facts, like, we can't have this archaic way of thinking about technology. Technology is never going away. Now, technology can't be God. Technology can't be religion, and technology can be a teacher, though. I always say to my daughters, they should never really have to ask me a question. Now, what I will say is, he's right. You shouldn't be letting social media or technology parent your kids, because AI can't understand moral compass, emotion, morale, and the parables of decision making. But what I can say I say this to all kids. I cannot understand how they're so fucking stupid nowadays when they have access to the world's knowledge in the palm of your hand. Right?
You know why?
OG and I had this conversation a minute ago on the podcast. We remember thesauruses and dictionaries, the Encyclopedia Britannica. Motherfucker, you couldn't afford. Nobody could afford to complete
the whole collection and shit. Like, yeah.
But you have the world's collection of knowledge in the palm of your hand, and you refuse to use it to fucking educate yourself. It blows my mind. I keep saying, if I would have had access to the technology when I was coming up that they have access to now, man, I would have been rich already, or at least I would never have failed any fucking thing. Although I never failed anything. But the point is, I hate how stupid and reliant they become on the phone without educating themselves about anything having to do with a knowledge base that could get you out of poverty, because knowledge is power, and they refuse to take hold and grab the power. I'm sorry, Jemima, you were saying, go ahead.
No, I was getting ready to say you're right, but however, we shouldn't allow kids to let social media be the albeit. However, we got adults out here that's letting social media and stuff be the albeit. They see a new fad or somebody retweet or repost some bullshit. People don't even go to fact check no more.
And that's a fact.
You know how many times I done seen some shit reposted and I'm going, what? Like, that's not even facts. Like, how many of us actually go? And I'm just saying, for the most part, the majority of us actually go and see something and go, oh, I ain't never know that, and then go and recheck it. We don't. The first thing we see pop up, we think that's God.
I do, because I'm almost never wrong. So if I'm gonna say some shit, I gotta know that.
I feel the same way. I'm almost never wrong. However,
you ain't gonna catch me wrong and shit. Fuck that. Like,
listen. However, though, that's the problem. We don't. Like he said, we want this to be the albeit. We see it and we just take it for face value. However, we not teaching our kids that you can't believe everything you say. I mean, believe everything you see. You're only gonna believe half the stuff you hear. So at the same time, it's like, okay, who's teaching them to actually learn and research and get the information for themselves versus just listening or seeing and taking for face value what everything is that's put out there?
Me.
But where would they
That's my
find?
responsibility as a parent, as a father, as a dad. You cannot. I'm not saying blindly, and you're right. There are adults, because when you said it, I started to think, and I saw examples flashing in my mind. I saw examples, and I saw people just like you said, reposting shit blindly. I saw examples of people posting shit, and I'm like, yo, I know you personally. Why would you ever post that? That's not true. That's a lie. You fretting, or that's your avatar. Point I'm trying to make is from the perspective. Stop the cat. From the perspective I'm talking about. From the perspective I'm talking about is accountability as a parent and teaching your kids where the knowledge is, how to access it, and what to do with it once you have it. Again, if I asked anybody I could literally ask my daughters to research something and they could come back with a well thought out, well researched answer on whatever I'm asking. The point is, it starts at home. You teach them those habits because they know social media is not real life. They know for a fact it's not real life. They know it's a tool because I told them it's a tool. Most people can see from my Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and whatever social media that you see me on. It ain't a whole lot of personal shit about me on there. And if you see my kids, it's a milestone. If you see something super personal, it's probably not even about me. I just probably found it entertaining, funny, or I wanted to open the dialogue with people. So at the end of the day, you have to teach your kids, number one, how to look for the knowledge, where to find it, and how to, decipher the knowledge. Okay. Second thing you need to understand is social media is not real at all. Okay. It's a metaverse for a reason. I tell my kids all the time, fuck them celebrities. They ain't your role models. Them ain't the people you look up to because at the end of the day, they still human. They skeletons just ain't fell out the closet yet. And as a society, we build people up just to comically watch them fall down. We get off on that. But the bottom line is the responsibility is on you as a parent to do exactly what you were supposed to do, to show your kids the shit that you went through so they don't have to go through it. Okay? I think that was a famous rap line from Jay-Z, right? So at the end of the day, I'm going to show you and I'm going to tell you so you don't have to go through it. Now, we know not all kids are good listeners, but again, if you drive that point home and you consistently making that point, again, perfect example. My daughter was on a Drew Barrymore show. She said some shit about, working hard. And I didn't know she had retained it, but it was just something that I always say to them. You could be anything. I end almost every show with that shit. You could be almost anything that you want to be, as long as you work hard for it. And it's sunk in, right? She did it on a very public platform. So at the end of the day, we as parents, especially in the Black community, have to take responsibility. It's a lot of shit going on in our communities with these younger kids, with the killing and the jumping people and all these stupid, dangerous challenges. And for some reason, moms always unanimously say their kids was good kids.
Because they don't know what the fuck their kids be doing.
You gotta be on top of your kids, man. Gotta take accountability. I want to get to some of these comments. Anybody else want to say something before I slide to these comments?
My question is though, like, where do you fact check? Like, because
as far as what? As far as what?
Like, as far as like your information, because like you said, you got technology, everything is in your hand. You could Google, you could search, you could Siri, Alexa, whoever. But what I see that's going on and what's the trend is everything is now getting whitewashed. Like, they're trying now to remove the teachings of slavery from school. They're trying to say that the white people built the pyramids. A lot of things are being whitewashed to where as though if you feel like now that you can just Google whatever, but there's nothing that you really have to fact check it to see whether it's true or not. All you have is Google. How then do you
They still got books.
There's
There's still
other
books out.
there's other sources out there.
There's
So
books.
I,
It's still, they can't whitewash the books.
so this is what I learned about Google. Whatever you go to Google, that first hit that comes up, that's the first thing that everybody, that's the most popular one that everybody goes to. However, there are multiple sources out there. What I find is that a lot of the sources that seem to be true, that has the most accurate information, is everything that's at the bottom.
They try to bury it, but if you
that's
do
the
your
point.
you do your
can't
due
look at the
diligence, you can
top.
find anything.
So you got to check multiple sources. So you check on one thing, you check on the next, you check on. You'll start seeing
You
how
don't just go for the first thing that pop up. You do your due diligence, you can find out about anything.
I'll ask y'all a question. When was the last time? And Jemima, you probably do this because you already said it, but most people, when they do a Google search, that first page that pop up, that's it. That's where they stop.
Yeah.
It's 69 hundreds of other pages sometimes that people don't even bother with. Because like they said, the most popular searches and the sites that paid to be up top,
most visited,
or that have the most clicks, they put up top. But at the end of the day, it's not like most people who wrote a college paper, you had to cite your sources.
Multiple
and you had to have multiple sources. So it's not a Google search and then that first one up there is the end all be all. No, it's other search engines out there. Yahoo, Bing, it's a bunch of what's it? DuckGo.
It's almost like word on the street in the hood. You hear Boo Boo say it, then you go to Black, who you hear tell a different story, but then you got Reem up the street that's telling you the same thing Boo Boo told you, and then you go check with 5 more people. Eventually, you gonna see who telling or giving false information, who got the real information. It's the same way.
Right.
All right, I would just speak from society's standpoint, and whereas though with the younger generation, once we are long gone. And once all they have, and like, because it doesn't look like you said, when we were younger, we knew how to look things up in a book, the encyclopedias, the dictionary, whatever else. These young kids don't have that. All they have is what's at their fingertips. So we're long gone.
But Bianca, that's what I'm saying. Every book is at your fingertips. It's not just one book about, let's just call it childbirth. There's not one book about childbirth. There's thousands of books about, and
that's why I got to be a form of at-home school. Yeah, but that's why I got to be a form of at-home schooling.
Yeah, you take responsibility.
Like my son, 20 years old. You know, my son is what you consider, you know, that millennial XXX era. However, when I hear my son talking or I hear him misquote or say, "Oh, mom, look at this," I let my son know right away. That's not real.
Correct it.
You stop them where they at. But I think that's where us in this new age with a lot of households and a lot of parents, we allow the kids to have this social media. We allow them to have everything that's on TV be it. There is nothing else. And a lot of the parents, they out here, they trying to club, they trying to, the kids is taking care of themselves. Like Shannon said, there has to be some type of accountability in the household. How much stuff we've been taught in school that wasn't real?
A lot.
Exactly.
Right.
You take history and just throw the whole shit in the trash.
And it's not until somebody
especially
in the
with
household,
that Christopher Columbus shit.
Right. And it's not until somebody in the household said, no, don't believe it. That's not right. It's been a lot of shit. And that wasn't social media. That was books that the white man put out there for us to read. A lot of shit was left out of them books. But as we got older, we were able to go and fact check, research, go and find multiple sources, but it's all in which you allow yourself to do. You got to allow yourself to be able to just say, okay, well, wait a minute. I'm not going to believe just what this one person said or one site said or one book said. You got to go and have multiple resources. And that's what we got to teach our kids. Don't believe everything you see. Check it for yourself.
And I'm going to say this because I want to read some of these comments too. You as a parent, when it comes to social media, apps, phone, and whatever other technology, there's this thing that most parents give no shits about, never take advantage of, but yet make those same complaints. But it's this thing called parental controls and screen time. you can put passwords and locks and amounts of screen time that your kids can have. It's this thing that most parents never do. Check the kids' social media, see who they talking to, see who they DMing. Ain't no such thing as no motherfucking locked phone that I don't have access to or can't log into. That's bullshit. I don't give a fuck about your privacy. You ain't earned no privacy.
You ain't got no privacy as no motherfucking child.
You ain't got no privacy. So I want to get to some of these comments. Yo, you guys keep commenting. I'm loving the comments. They coming in fast and furious. Make sure you guys sharing the stream. And if you're listening to the audio on the Big Exclusive Podcast with Angry OG, comedian Top Flight, Big Exclusive, Bianca Monroe, and we joined by the lovely Jumana. Make sure you guys like and comment and share it with your friends by the water cooler or text it to somebody. It's as easy as hitting the three dots, hitting the share. It's just that simple. Kalila said we have to, as parents, guide the understanding of the information coming from these platforms. Can I get an amen for that one? Melly said he said that because they rely on it so much that they stop using their own common sense. That's what I meant. I agree. Like asking social media and Google, "Hey Alexa, how do I go to the bathroom?" Oh wow, hey, Kezia, how you been? It's good to see you on the show. She says, in her opinion, the world became lost because once real life began to imitate art, art imitating real life. I guess that meant to say vice versa, art imitating life and life imitating art. I think we have a big issue when social media allows people to become their actual avatar and not be held accountable for the shit that they do and say on social media. And then when you do hold them accountable, they don't know how to handle it, because you ask a motherfucker nowadays, they'll tell you, I hate confrontation. And to them, an apology or taking accountability is a confrontation. Be careful with those kind of people. Melly also said, like, people literally forget that they have a brain. Agreed. Nene said, yes, no research, no solving problems, no critical thinking, just ask Google, Siri. Yes, I agree with you. Christine said, if a celebrity said it's true, they believe it without researching a damn thing. Melly says, social media damn near is the new guy in the Black community. People are more concerned about social media and comments and replies than they are God.
I know it's not God. They use it as that shit. They use it as currency. It's not God. That shit is currency to them, and it's fucking worthless.
It's a lot about design.
Somebody it's worthless currency.
But somebody talked about algorithms.
Yeah.
And it really is by design. You won't even believe how much false information out there that algorithms allow you to continuously see. And it's almost like being hypnotized. Eventually you'll hit onto it. Eventually you see it enough times, you think that's what it is. I see it enough times, or they see it enough times, it's in their daily in a daily feed enough times, they'll start to believe it. It's a documentary on Netflix that I watched. It's called Social Media, and it talks about the algorithms and that it's intentionally designed. You had engineers that intentionally designed to change the mental thinking, the critical thinking, and the social being of individuals to downplay everything it is that we believe, everything that we see. Where you have people who are questioning themselves, is this real? So it is by design, but it all comes into play as far as what we hear out there on the news as well. What we put out there, as far as the government is put out there, a lot of it is really by design.
Kezia said, kids are sponges. They can learn and apply anything through consistency and repetitive memorization. Big Roll said, those challenges do be dumb. How come they never have a no bra?
They do actually. They do actually. Listen, they do. It's called the seatbelt challenge. However, every picture of every girl that was in there was a white girl, where they literally had no bra on and they just had a seatbelt crossing one of the boobs as an actual challenge. But this, like I said, This is the stuff that this younger
That's
generation.
stupid. That's like
It
stupid
is.
shit, though.
It
Like,
is. It is. But this is a challenge that was
like that
actually
dumbass
picked up.
crate challenge. Like,
That is
why do you
wrong.
even involve yourself with dumbass? That's like dumbass
But
shit.
what
Like,
challenge hasn't been dumb? What challenge that they put out
all
and they keep
challenges
pushing
is
and
dumb. Like,
pushing
all that shit
hasn't
is
been dumb?
stupid.
It's
All
almost
that
trying
shit
to
is
see what can
stupid.
we get you to do. So when something is really put out there and we really need you to do it, how far or how much can we actually get the population to actually do what we want them to do?
Anything that makes sense won't be a challenge.
No, it won't. It won't.
Anything that makes
You'll
sense,
be
they
the
won't make a
crazies.
challenge out of that shit.
Anything that makes sense, you'll be the crazies because it makes sense.
Yep.
I don't know who this is. Miss Pussycat 33 said he used to escape reality. They use it to escape reality and to keep us in competition with each other. Here's my Nene said they trying to go viral, intention seeking. I want to hit on something OG said before we close out this topic, and it's important when he said, "Yo, they use social media, the likes, the comments, the subscribes, and the attention as social currency." And if you add what OG said about social currency, and you take what Jumana said about the mental impact and the algorithm and how psychologically they do things on purpose, if you take that and you add those two together, you have the perfect storm for the level of mental
insanity
we have going on right now, because people out here dying over likes. And I don't say that plain. I don't mean that figuratively. I mean it literally.
Yeah.
Because I went down that YouTube rabbit hole about the gangs and what's going on in these middle schools and high schools, about certain gangs in certain neighborhoods, and maybe the young rapper from that neighborhood put out a nice song, and the guy who live in that neighborhood who ain't got shit to do with none of that maybe liked the song on Instagram and end up getting literally killed by hitting the like button on social media. It is insanity because they psychologically make it seem like death is not final. Like they try to make real life be almost like a video game.
Like Grand Theft
you
Auto.
can't live. That avatar is not your real life as a human. It's zeros and ones. So in that digital playground, they play in that digital playground and forget that there's real life consequences to playing in that digital playground. And when it hits in real life, it's almost always tragic and deadly. And we have to get parents to be more on top of what these kids are doing with these social media applications. I don't give a damn how old they is. If they living in your house, you have the right to go through the phone, check the phone once a week, twice a week, randoms. I don't give a fuck how you do it, but pay attention to what's going on with your child and social media, because social media is causing people to be murdered. It's causing, when I say literally again, it's literally causing suicide amongst our kids.
Yeah.
We have to be careful, and we have to be fucking parents. The one thing I always say, bring back the village. Bring back the village. I can remember there was a time, my family is on this
but
podcast.
you got people that don't want nobody saying nothing to their fucking kid either, though.
Oh, gee, you got to let me finish the thought, because that's what I was getting ready to say. That's why I said we got to bring back the village. I remember a time when my neighbor, Miss Fanny and the Collins, could whip my ass. I can remember the McIntoshes, Miss Barbara, and all of them could whip my ass, check me, put me in check, and it could have been in front of my mom. And it didn't matter, because they all understood that we was all a neighborhood and all a village. Like OG said, all you people out there talking about don't say nothing to your kid, you know who that be? It be them single,
kid doing
bitter
the dumb shit.
Parents whose kids out here doing all the dumb shit.
Yeah.
And
like you would run to the school because they took your kid's phone, but you won't run up there for a parent teacher conference to see what's up with his fucking grades.
Exactly.
But you go up there on the fucking rocket because they took his phone because he had it out in class.
Just because they paid for it.
Melly said the make sense challenge don't sell. Like this is a good one. Melly Schuler said make sense challenge don't sell. Like imagine if they had an accountability or communication challenge. You would have 5 likes, 1 share, but 4 million and shares on the set yourself on fire challenge. You agree? You're absolutely right. I agree with him 100%.
Did you see the prom
But here's
pictures
the
of
thing.
the kids with the guns? Wait a minute.
With the
You see
guns?
yes.
I thought that shit
Prime-
was, I thought
prime
that shit was
example.
fake. Like,
I thought it was just the one picture, right? So
and then
I
they
started
show all
seeing
the other
multiple-
pictures.
Listen, so I started seeing multiple across the country, and I was like, "You gotta be kidding me!" That
So
quick.
who the fuck? Like, where the parents at?
Listen, and that's the crazy part because the first picture that was
They was there taking pictures.
Wait a minute, the first girl that was circulated, she lost her entire
She lost
college
everything.
scholarship.
Yeah.
She lost everything.
That's what need
And
to
that's what's
happen.
supposed
You
to
do
happen.
you
However-
play stupid games, you win stupid prizes.
But however, where was her parents?
Agreed.
Where was her parents? How do you think that's cool? Yeah,
And
you're
another
not even old enough to legally even own a gun. Even if it was kept in the house, technically you're not even old enough to legally own a gun.
This is facts. This is facts.
So again, missing parents, allowing social media to be the all be it. It
They think it's cute.
Yep,
You got the parents that think that it's
That
cute.
shit was straight up. That shit was stupidity at its finest.
Yes, it was.
I'm gonna get to this last comment. Christine said, myself and all my adult sons are checking my 16-year-old son's social media daily. I'm not going to be the parent who gives their child too much privacy or freedom. Then something happens and I'm looking dumb now. I'm looking dumb. No, I understand that. And I respect that. And I respect that diligence. We coming up on 8:53. Like I always say, it come down to the end of the show. It
We're
feels
gonna have
like
a show your titties challenge.
It's
I'm tapping out. I lost.
all right. I was gonna say it always feels like we could go into overtime because it was topics that we didn't get to, but that's just a testament to how good the topics have been and how good you guys have been with the content and with the thoughts. So shout out to you guys in the audience. We're not going to go into overtime. You know what I mean? I really do have stuff to do. But we're going to do what we always do at the end of every show. First, if you guys aren't following on all the social media, it's the Big Exclusive Podcast on all social media. You can find Flight, Bianca, OG, all on the Big Exclusive Podcast on Instagram, Twitter, and everywhere else. If you missed any of the shows, you can go to the website. That's www.thebepodcast.com. It's real big exclusive podcast or big exclusive podcast on YouTube. But with that being said, I appreciate you guys tuning in. And every week, I give everybody the opportunity to give a final thought. It does not have to have anything to do with the topics that we talked about. It just can be something that's on your mind, that's on your heart, that's on your spirit. It can be a message that you want to leave from somebody. It can be a message you want to leave in the future because it's archived. It will be on the internet forever. So I say take advantage of the opportunity and ask who would like to go first.
I'm just looking forward to my weekend with my lady. I'm out.
Well needed.
Oh, wait. Breaking news. Check out Keeping It Real with Big Roll. The show will be returning soon. You got to let me know, Big Roll, if you need a new flyer. I got you. But I can't wait for Keeping It Real with Big Roll to return. You got to do a warm-up, bro. You got to come on the podcast and do a warm-up to get back in the rhythm, all right? Who want to go next with the final thought?
I'll go next. Shannon, you know how much I love you. Thanks for having me on.
I love you too.
Thanks for having me on again. And final thoughts. I love my Black people. I say that over and over. I love my Black people. I really wish that we could show the world what we are capable of versus just in our own communities, tearing them down, tearing each other down, and killing each other. So I'll leave it with that. Love you guys, and thanks again.
Thank you. Who next? I'll go next. I'll go next because we're gonna save you for last. So the last image they can have is, you know, you and the twins. So the message I want to leave you guys with tonight is a simple one. It's cliche, and you hear it all the time, and it's simple as life is short. So, like I said, it's cliche, but let me tell you how important it is for you to live the life that you love and that you're happy with. We all know tomorrow is not promised. But the one thing that is promised is that the sun will come up regardless if you're here or not. One thing for certain is there's somebody out there who loves you. If there's somebody out there that you beefing with or you have a problem with, you had a disagreement or an argument, fuck that. Life too short. You can simply squash the shit, tell them you love them if you love them, and move on with your life. Don't carry that shit on your heart. Don't carry that weight on your back or your shoulders. I'm going to tell you right now, I strive and I aim to always be the best person I can be for everybody in my life. But I'll be damned if I'm going to do it on their terms. It has to be on mine. Because I've learned that I have to be happy in order to facilitate anybody else's happiness. You know, I love my daughters, Kayla and Cameron. You guys are the best thing that ever happened to me. I love you immeasurably. I want you to take this world by storm and live the life that you want to live. Be happy with who you are physically, mentally, and emotionally, because no matter what anybody says, you are good enough.
Keep God first. Make sure y'all say y'all prayers. And like he said, love you and love somebody. Peace.
And as I always say, ladies, I love y'all to death. Let's stay pretty. Let's stay positive. Let's stay empowered. Good night.